This place is just incredible.
Yes. It's beautiful.
But also rather ramshackle. Just like Mr. Blake told us.
I'm sure if this place really existed, there would be some sort of activity here. If it wasn't a tourist hotspot, then surely there would be some sort of restoration work going on. But no, it's desolate. With a decrepit old sign. And that's the only security we have around here. Anyway, let's just continue onwards.
Could I ask you something personal?
That depends on just how personal it is, Brent.
What did you think of me when I first came to your museum?
What did I think? Brent, do I really have to tell you?
Of course you don't have to. But I'd like to know.
I'll tell you, but only if you promise not to be angry with me.
Oh God, is it that bad?
Well, do you promise?
Okay, I promise.
I thought this unshaven bloke's wearing a totally unfashionable coat.
What? That's what you thought?
Yes.
And was that all you thought?
You ask a lot of questions, Brent. I think that's enough for a start. Perhaps we can chat a bit more later. Now we've got other problems as well, don't you think?
Sure. More than enough, I would say. We will find a way of getting over that.
I hope so, Brent.
Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
How can we get to the rocky island?
The bridges don't look very inviting to me.
Yes, I can see what you mean. A lot of them have cracks as well. It's probably too much of a risk. They will collapse one after the other.
But we can't just stay here and hope for a miracle either. We have to do something.
Do you think you can really time travel from here?
Scientifically, I'd say it's impossible. But like you said, it's our only chance. If this doesn't get us anywhere, we're finished. We should try everything.
What do you think? Why was it built like this?
I don't know. I'm an anthropologist, not an architect.
Did Blake say anything else that could help us?
I don't think so. Not while I was there, anyway. You were the one who talked to him.
He only told me that there had been a place of worship at this location for millennia.
That doesn't help us much, does it?
We will find a way of getting over that.
I hope so, Brent.
Melanie?
Brent?
It's about that conversation we had.
What is it, Brent? More questions? You're really curious.
Can you see what's over there, on the rocky island?
You mean the tower?
No, I mean the thing in front of the tower.
No idea. Looks like scales or scaffolding.
What purpose could that serve?
If we stay here, we'll never know.
Could I ask you something personal?
That depends on just how personal it is, Brent.
Why did you phone Mr. Blake?
You know why. I wanted to talk to you because of the business with the chief.
But at Mr. Blake's you said that you were worried.
Well, yes. I hadn't heard from you for a while. And after all we'd gone through together, I wasn't indifferent to what happened to you.
That's nice of you. You know, I'm not really used to anybody caring about me apart from myself. And apart from Chief Inspector Miller, of course. But he's only worried whether I'm doing something which could harm his beloved department.
It's all right, Brent. You're a nice man. Strange, but nice.
Are you married?
Oh, well,
Was that too private a question?
Yes. No. Oh, I don't know.
You don't have to answer.
It's all right, Brent. I was married. I got married as soon as I was 18, you know. My father dragged one of his younger colleagues round to our house every weekend. A real high flyer with money, an expensive car and a golf club membership. He was called Peter.
And you married him?
Yes, my father did everything he could to bring us together. I was young. I didn't have a clue what I wanted, and what was important to me. In time, I just got used to Peter being around, and I thought that feeling must be love. So I married him. Christ, I was really just a stupid child.
What do you mean, you were married?
After our wedding, Peter soon changed. You know, at the beginning, he was sort of charming, but then he became different. Unpredictable. Hot-tempered, violent.
He hit you?
Yes. It started with a box round the ears, and then it happened all the time.
You put up with that?
For some time I did. I thought, well, that's what it's like to be married.
How long did that go on for?
About 2 years. Then I divorced him when I found out that he'd been unfaithful to me with some girls from the golf club all the time.
What a dick.
What did your father say to all this?
Of course, my father wasn't delighted with the divorce. He saw how I suffered all the time, but he didn't want to believe it. After all, the whole thing had been his idea. When I told him that I wanted to split up, his first concern was that it might harm his research contacts.
He is also a dick.
What about your mother?
I lost my mother a long time ago. She had cancer and died very early, when I was only 9.
Do you get on well with your father?
After splitting up with Peter, we lost touch for a number of years. My father just couldn't understand why I wouldn't do what he wanted anymore. He couldn't understand how I could deprive him of his allegedly gorgeous son-in-law. He was disappointed in me, and I was disappointed in him. It was only when I got my degree and we became colleagues, so to speak, that our relationship improved again.
And did you start studying immediately after getting divorced?
Yes, I started working and financed my studies myself. I wanted to be independent at last, from my father, my husband, from everything that had restricted me before. I studied like mad. I spent the nights in the library.
And you were successful.
I didn't have anything left apart from my career. So I thought, make the best of it. And it worked.
That must have been a difficult time for you.
It was hell. I was alone, broke, and I'd had enough of men.
I can imagine that. Have you ever heard from this Peter guy since then?
After the divorce, he behaved like a lunatic for months. He called all the time, or he appeared drunk in front of the house and screamed abuse in the middle of the night. He even waited for me in front of the museum and swore at me. I had to call the police.
Oh, God, what a psychopath. Do you know what he's doing now?
Yes, now and then I read about him in the papers. He's the director of the Anthropological Society now, one of the bigwigs. He seems to have achieved what he always wanted. And as far as I know, he's married again. But I'm not really that interested in his life. The whole thing's over for me now. I'm just glad to be left in peace.
Thank you for telling me that, Melanie.
I don't usually talk that much about myself, Brent. But meanwhile, you've become almost like a friend.
Like a friend? Run, Melanie. There's still time. Escape.
Attention. Danger. Thanks for the hint. There's a rather strange building over there. Arched bridges. Must be ancient.
We are currently unable to proceed. We have absolutely zero hints of what to do next. There is a hotspot right here though, but there is no dialogue attached to it. Melanie has no hints for us, so we are here to work it out for ourselves. We have these buildings, well, these bridges that are, as you can see, mostly collapsed. So to get through these rather dangerous passageways, we need to use these decrepit boards over this precipice. Yes, this is really not automated.
Hey, good heavens, that was close.
Oh my God! Are you okay?
Yes, I'm all right.
You've got a nerve, Brent Halligan! How dare you upset me like that? You could have got killed!
It's all right, Melanie. I'm still alive.
Don't you ever do that again, do you hear me?
Hey, all right, all right.
Don't do what again? This?
Melanie? I made it! I'm on the other side.
Great, Brent! What's it like over there?
Interesting. There's a rather strange tower with some sort of scales in front of it. No idea what it's used for. Come here and see for yourself.
I can't, Brent! You've got both boards on your side!
Oh, damn. That's true.
Brent, how much do you weigh?
What?
How much do you weigh? Your weight!
About 160 pounds. Why do you want to know?
I'm much lighter than you. The bridge won't collapse when I use it. I'm coming over now.
Melanie, don't! Stop at once! The bridge will collapse!
Oh dear.
Okay, here we are. What shall we do now?
I'd say we have to get into the tower.
Of course. We can't get back anyway.
We can't get back? Why not?
The bridge has collapsed. And it collapsed because of your little stunt.
Oh. You're right, Brent. We can't get back. We're stuck here.
I'm pretty sure that bridge would have collapsed anyway.
Got any ideas?
No. What about you?
I wouldn't have to ask if I had. Okay, let's have a look around. The door is completely flat. No handle, no lock, nothing. Really strange, this building.
How so? It looks pretty standard to me.
That looks like scales, but what are they used for?
It seems like we need to use something to tip these scales. Now, in interest of saving time, let's go straight to the solution.
That's the Amulet of Transformation. I'd really like to know why it's called that.
And we are going to need this amulet, so let's jam this door open.
Elaborate floor ornaments.
These symbols look very familiar. Yeah, the hotspot for this board is very weird, but we will need this.
Hey! Look at that! This building is really something. An hourglass.
Okay, so we won't need the board, but we do need to make use of this contraption here. Ah yes, we can't insert this hook until we remove this screw. And again, we have no hints for this.